Welcome back to Passive Aggression, Season 7, Volume 7, whatever you want to call it. I'm your host, Dominic, back in my car to talk to you. You guys, a lot's been going on. I have not been as consistent in making these episodes as I would like, to where they're coming out. I missed a week because I was on vacation and it was a whole mess. But so I'm gonna try to get better on that. Normally what I've been doing is just like finishing the full season and then putting them out. But this time we're adding some current events in there. And so there's a little mixture of pre-recorded, but also a little timely. So this episode is actually super timely. It's coming out the week that I'm making it. So it's supposed to come out on Friday. Right now it's Tuesday. A little behind the scenes for you. So a lot of stuff has been going on. Okay, I've got two developments for you that I want to talk about this episode. One of them is, you guys, I'm writing a screenplay. I'm diversifying my portfolio. I'm writing. It's an original screenplay for a series. Okay. It's a series idea that I have that I can't share. I won't talk about it because I don't want anyone to steal the idea. I need to copyright. I need to really get into. I think I have to go to WGA, Writers Guild of America, and upload. I don't know. I don't really know the process. I have to look into it. But this is actually a script that I'm revisiting that I wrote 5 years ago, and it's for a series that I think is if executed well, could be like a really good, really cool thing. I don't know. I might just be delusional. But it's this idea that I've had for a very long time because it's like personal to me. And the number one rule of writing, well, maybe not number one rule, but a rule of writing that I learned is write what you know. Okay, don't go out there, especially when starting out. Don't just, I want to make a space, I want to write a space epic. Okay, well, you have to build the world. You have to make it make sense within that world. You have to make your story make sense. There are rules. You need to create like a Bible for this world that you're making. Is it set present day? What present time? Is it in our reality? Is it not? Sorry, the camera is kind of going all over the place. I thought I fixed it. But yeah, it's there's so many different rules there. So like the easiest thing, I guess, for like newer writers is to write what you know. And this is something that I have not, that I've experienced, that I've like directly experienced and witnessed. And so that's kind of at the that's the inciting incident, I guess you could say, for this story. I have to be very vague about it, but I am very excited about it. So anyways, it's the inciting incident. And then there's character. It's a family. There's a family dynamic. So every character is a little bit different, and they have to be, they need to have different motivations. And there's just so much that goes into writing. Like when I looked back at what I initially wrote, I mean, the idea is there, but I did not execute it the right way. I was making it more of like a comedy, because I do want to, I do like whenever I experience something that's traumatic or uncomfortable, I do resort to comedy. I make jokes. I make myself laugh to like calm myself down and not feel crazy in the moment. And that's, a very inappropriate response to serious situations. So this other person might be really upset, but I'm trying to see the funny in it in my head. I'm trying to be like, oh, this is silly, or oh, they messed up a word. Like I do stuff like that to cope. And so that is what the initial draft was. It was just comedy, and it wasn't even like smart comedy. It was only like 5 years ago, but it seemed very elementary, And so it was all one note. There weren't layers to what characters were saying. Every character was basically the same person. So, and that person was me. I was basically just writing myself as this character, you know? And that's a very easy trap, I guess, to fall into, because like I said, write what you know. I know myself more than anyone else. So I'm going to write me, but that's not the way to do it. And now I've used some of what I wrote as like a good starting point, but I've kind of completely rewritten the whole thing. I'm on episode 3 right now, as of this recording. I have the pilot done. I've got the second episode done. So I like the way that the story's going, but I'm worried about how to wrap it up, how to finish it. So I know different events. I know events that are happening, but I need to get there naturally to each event. So I have a nice little, like, here are checkpoints. This is what I want to happen at the end of episode 3, 4, 5, 6. I have that all mapped out. It's just getting there naturally is what I'm working on, and it's a bit hard. So I'm having actually, I sent it. I'm having Jordan help me out with some notes, because there are some female characters, and I do not live a female life, so I need to know a little more about the female experience. How would a teenager react to certain things? Am I writing this teenager stereotypically, or does she feel like a real person? Does the mother feel like a real mother? And so I'm going to be reaching out to, like, maybe my mom, and I also, the reason why I started writing this was I had lunch with a former executive producer of mine, and we started talking about projects that we were working on and writing, and she's writing a couple things, and I was like really inspired at the end of that conversation. I was like, I have a couple of like different stuff that I've already written that I just haven't really done anything with, and I haven't really looked at. And she loved all the ideas of all the different things, because one of my favorite classes was this script writing class that I took I think during my junior or senior year of college, and we wrote different scripts throughout the semester. So we had to write a TV comedy script, a TV drama script, a TV soap opera script, and that was really cool to like get my feet wet in all these different genres. And I have a couple of really great premises, I think, for shows, and I think I now just really want to take them seriously and maybe submit them somewhere. I don't know. Also, listener, I'm getting donuts and kolaches for my coworkers. I'm not paying for this, by the way. I'm going to be reimbursed, but I'm just picking it up because I was like, sure, I have time. And also I kind of wanted to talk to you guys, and I needed an opportunity to do so. So, I'm here. I'm going to go in, place the order, pick it up, and then we'll continue our conversation when I get back. All right. Hang tight. Okay. So I'm back. Donuts and kolache secured. I got a Bavarian cream donut for myself. I love a Boston cream donut. Come on. That's my favorite donut. Anyways, enough about the writing. I'm going to show you something that a big development has happened. Listener, I talked about sleep paralysis, and I've talked about sleep paralysis several times on this podcast, because that's what I was under the impression that I had. Because normally when I would go to sleep, I'd wake up and I'd be like in a paralyzed state. However, something that happens in this paralyzed state is that my head shakes, my teeth have been like chattering, whatever. And that's like really, really bad, really unfortunate. And so for 13 years, I just didn't really do anything about it. And I told you guys in last episode that I did with my sister that I'm gonna, talk to a doctor, and so I did. I had my appointment, and I recorded it for the documentary with permission, not visually but audio, because she didn't want to be on camera. But I'm like, all right, girl, whatever. She barely even wanted to be recorded. I'm like, what are we doing here? I want to make sure that why can't I record our conversation? You're a doctor and you're telling me very pertinent information about myself. I mean, do you want me to just have a notebook and take notes? Come on. I had a physical, and the doctor at that place was like, is it okay if we record this conversation for my notes? I'm like, yeah, go ahead, because what am I embarrassed about? I don't know. It's medical records. Keep it on the record. Anyway, she was like, so then I was like, oh, is it okay if I just write on my notes app? I'll just start writing this down. And then eventually, I kind of like softened her up and made her feel sorry, I guess. And so she was like, you know what? You can just record the audio. I was like, oh, really? Are you sure? Really? Please? Oh, thank you. That'd be so much easier. Anyways, that kind of bothered me. So, we talked about this, and she said, Dominic, I don't know if you have sleep paralysis, because sleep paralysis assumes paralysis, and you're not talking about being completely paralyzed because your head is shaking. So part of you is moving. You are aware and alert in the moment, but part of you is moving. And so I was like, oh, I guess, yeah, you're right. So she suggested, I have it here on my phone, I'm at a red light, it's fine, juvenile myoclonic epilepsy. Do I have epilepsy? We don't know, but so this, as she explained it to me, children will develop this at an early age. And so it could fade out in time as they get older. This kind of checks out. I got this when I was 13 years old. I remember the exact day, well, not the exact day. I remember the moment that it happened, but I was 13 years old at the time. And it was happening like every day, maybe just several times a week, but it was very frequent, very often. And then as I would get older, it didn't, it would kind of be like, I couldn't really predict when it would happen. It would kind of be like, I don't know, every week, like once a week, maybe now only like a couple times a week. And now we're at a place where it's happening a couple times a month. So it is getting gradually, it's fading away gradually. It's getting a little weirder though with my teeth now moving, but it's going away, which is a good thing, and it falls in line with this juvenile epilepsy that she was explaining to me. And so, this is a big development in the documentary, right? We just started, and we already got a bombshell announcement. So I'm going to have a sleep study done. Another sleep study. I did one back in Nashville. I don't know when I don't remember how old I was, but I did that back in Nashville, and we didn't really get anything. What we figured out from that conversation, from that sleep study, was that I have a slight case of sleep apnea. Now my doctor did mention, like, if the sleep apnea is really bad, like ways that this can be solved or fixed, maintained, I guess, would be I can take medicine to keep the seizures down or the epilepsy down. I could have a CPAP machine. Could you imagine? I don't want to do that. But that could be a way to help. But she was like, I don't think it's that severe just yet. Well, girl, I don't know. I'm having epileptic seizures at night. What are we talking about? So yeah, I don't really know how my brain looks. I'm also going to speak to a neurologist, because this is more in line with what they do. So how much is this going to cost? We don't know. Insurance is going to do its thing, and then I'm going to have to pay all this, and it's fine, and it's whatever. But it's for health, and at the end of the day, it's for the documentary. So, so I'm interested in that. The sleep study is going to be on the 2nd, July 2nd, and I don't know if they'll catch anything because, again, it's been so spaced out every instance. So I doubt they're going to pick me up like actually having the epileptic seizure there. But that would be like a miracle. That would be amazing. But then we'll speak to a neurologist. I haven't set up the neurology appointment just yet. I haven't called them back because I just got back from like vacation and other things have come up, and right now it's a little bit crazy. But I'm going to call them and try to set that up. Hopefully it's not in 6 months time that they have an appointment available for me, but you never know. So that's kind of all I wanted to really talk about. This might be a little bit of a shorter episode, but yeah, a big life development for me. Have I been having epileptic seizures for 13 years? Very likely. Listener, I'm turning 27 in July as well. July 16th, to be exact. And I am excited for that. I don't really care, but I have, I'm entering my late 20s. Okay, right now I'm in my mids. I'm going to enter my late 20s, and I can't help but feel like, am I behind? Or how far am I in the grand scheme of things? Because I don't have a home yet. I don't have a family of my own. I've got my cats, but I don't have like a kid. And I don't know. I asked my cousin. I saw my cousin over the week, over vacation, and he's got 2 kids, right? Shout out DJ, but he is 20. He's 30. Oh man, I forgot. He's like 30, 32 or something like that. But that's, and one of the kids is 4, right? Which means he had his first kid at 28, right? I could be off with the math of how old he is, but he could be having his first kid at 28. And I guess in theory, the same could also happen for me. I'm pulling into my job now. I have to put in this code. And so in theory, the same thing could happen to me, where in a year's time, or maybe less than a year, I have a kid, and I don't know. It's still very scary to think about, and just life, and everyone is on their own timeline. Okay, you can't compare yourself to anyone else. You shouldn't do that. You can't. Everyone's life is different. Everyone's circumstances are different. Everyone's upbringing is different. So to try to compare someone's in my parking spot. Yay! Great. That's fine. So I was only gone for, that's ridiculous. That pisses me off. Anyways, rule of the day, takeaway of the episode: don't compare yourself to anyone else, and write. Just if you're, or don't, not maybe not write, just like do something. if there's something that you want to do, I would love to make TV shows. I would love to make movies. Do it. Just write, and then submit your stuff. And I don't know where to submit my stuff, but I'll let you know if and when I do and how I do it. I'll keep you guys updated. I won't gatekeep. But yeah, I'm really excited about the documentary that I am working on for this, my epilepsy journey, and learning more about it. And we have a storyline, which is very great. And then, if there's something that you really want to do it. I'm very excited to continue writing, and fleshing out this story idea that I have, and maybe it goes nowhere, but maybe it goes somewhere. And if nothing else, it just taught me how to write. And I won't give up on the story, though. But yeah, I'm back at work. I've got these donuts and these kolaches. I should probably get back inside and give it to them, give it to the team instead of letting them get cold over here while I'm just shooting the ish with you guys. But yeah, sorry about the break 2 episodes ago between episode 4 and 5. Sorry about that. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. And we'll talk next episode. We'll start talking about my Florida experience, because listeners, that was a very interesting time. Some things came up that pissed me off, and so we're going to talk about that. and we've got a lot more stories to come, and maybe some more guests, and very excited. Keep a lookout. So like, comment, subscribe on YouTube if you're on YouTube. Dominic Ness at YouTube. What's the other stuff? If you're on Apple or Spotify, how about you leave a rate and review? If it's 4 or more stars, go ahead and do that. If it's 4 or less, don't worry about it. It's fine. Yeah. Oh, and follow me on Letterboxd. I have a Letterboxd account where I talk about movies. We'll touch on that in a little bit. I love movies. I go to movies all the time, you know. But I have a Letterboxd account. I rate and review all the movies that I see. It's thedom.com. I think it's my Instagram handle. I'm pretty sure. Or Dominic Ness. I don't know. One of those. Try them. Look for it. Okay. Anyways, bye. Talk to you next week.